When you come in here, you feel good. Look at this. Holy smokes. No way. Oh my God. Look at that little nugget. That is beautiful. You're getting turtles that big in 6 years? You definitely do like raising turtles. Are you kidding? Look at that guy. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, people, we are here at the Moorcroft Conservation Center. Actually, we're at Charlie Moorcroft.
We're at my house.
Where is it?
We have a foundation, but we're at my house.
It's kind of a sad situation because we've got Al Roach with us too. Look, it's Al. That's the sad
What's going on?
Yeah. No, Al just showed up and I foisted him on Charlie. No, we're all hanging out today. We're going to do a deep dive into some turtle. We're going turtley-nerdly all over the place. But you're moving.
Moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving to the Carolinas. It's time. You've been here many times, but it's a little bit less of a, crowd. Some things are empty.
Okay.
But there's still cool stuff.
There's definitely some cool stuff.
That's a big undertaking. When you have a collection like you had and you're going to move, that's not a simple thing to do, right?
No, I've downsized, but I'm going to just jump right into it. This community has been amazing through having the foundation, through social media. Social media can be gross, but it can also be great. Yeah. And we've become friends, and we've helped a lot of people introduce them. I brought people to your place. You brought people here. We've worked together. There's a whole community that's positive, and I've been able to share animals with them, have animals sent from them. So I'm in a good shape.
Cool. Nice.
We've got nice animals that are going to be able to go. We have to start with the Spangler eye.
Well, let's go, man. I love these.
They have been running around. Anytime they, these two males are obnoxious. They always run their glass. They're always in their water.
Yeah.
Everything was clean, but when I start doing a deep dive clean, they know people are coming.
Okay. So, yeah. And so these are the
you're
black
gonna do this.
breasted.
Have you don't keep these, right?
I've had them before.
I don't have them now.
I've had them before also.
We're gonna make this easy.
So years ago, Underground Reptiles got an import, a bunch of them, and yeah, exactly, 2004. And I grabbed a bunch, and I didn't know about deworming and all kinds of. I lost them. It was terrible. It was kind
also
of
like it really cool.
Yes, exactly. That's the other thing.
A lot of people didn't know that right away.
Yep. So these guys they're more of a, like he said, a cool species. They like to kind of have cool, moist environments, but they are they're like hunters.
Yeah, they're ferocious. In a way, it's like a land snapping turtle.
Yeah.
Degree. Yeah.
Look at it. It's awesome.
He's a full grown, he's produced young.
Wow.
He's just a tiny little sucker.
That is a cool, I love these because they're small. And you can create really cool habitats for them, which is fun. You got the pothos going. I love the leaf litter. Very simple. You got some reptibark in here. And then what do you got underneath it? Is more bark and soil.
Broken down. There was some soil to start.
That's great.
But and there's a bunch of isopods in there too.
Will they eat? That's just basically for bioactivity, right?
No, they'll eat them. They'll hunt.
How long have you been keeping the Spangler?
I got this guy as a hatchling, and he's now full grown and produced. So I would say 6-7 years.
Oh wow! So that's fairly quick as a hatchling to an adult. Yeah. Usually turtles take forever.
They're fragile as hatchlings, I find. And
in what way? What makes them fragile?
It's hard to get them to eat.
Oh, really?
So if you can get them on, foods and growing, then they're pretty rock solid.
That is a cool turtle, though. I mean, I'd love to set. I think of this, but I have these large, beautiful vision enclosures, and you could set something really nice up. You know what I mean? Like that would be a perfect indoor species.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us. This week's shout out goes to Katrine Rudstrom.
40 gallons.
Okay.
They don't require heat.
At all.
Actually, this room stays, decent temperature year round. They'd rather a cooler winter. So I'm looking forward to the Carolinas where they'll have the chance to cool down a little bit more. And breeding will increase, fertility will increase, egg laying will increase.
It's beneficial to keep them separate, right?
Yes.
You can't do a colony if you have large enough. What do you think? Are they aggressive to each other? Is that the reason?
This just works.
Okay.
And I know how much they're eating. I know who's in and out of the water. I just like to be able to kind of keep a better track of what stage they're at.
Yeah, just so much personality. Guys, check out their eyes. Their eyes are so huge. They live in a lower light environment. They live in the undergrowth. But those big eyes are also what are enabling them to hunt. They're quick. They're able to climb, and when they lock onto something, they usually get it. So that's a really, really cool species. And then there's another. This is Geomyda, correct?
Yes.
So there are more in that genus. There's Geomyda japonica as well,
which is Japanese or black-breasted, or no, the Ryukin.
Ryukin leaf turtle.
These are the black-breasted Vietnamese. There's the Japanese japonica, which I have. I have a partnership going with a bunch of adults, and I just we got a couple of hatchlings to raise. We can look at those.
That's so cool. That is so freaking cool, man. I love the serrated edges, and the males really have a pronounced tail. They have a huge tail. No denying what a male is in this species.
And they're pretty straightforward and easy.
Yeah.
And so personable.
Just, can you feed them, what's the staple prey item you're giving them? Is it worms?
Crickets, worms. I try not to do a lot of worms when people visit, which I don't really have that many people over as much now. But I would do worms, so they know when I'm cleaning the glass and vacuuming and stuff. It's worm day.
Okay.
Otherwise, I do kind of a chop with some vegetables, some pellets, chicken hearts, kind of whatever's around.
And how did
box turtle?
Okay. Pretty much, so an omnivore.
Yeah.
So how did you get the babies to eat? What was the thing that you found helped?
Bloodworms and reptile, which people don't always love, but they tend to take that.
Wow.
So
it looks wormy.
Yeah, and you can move it around.
Yeah.
You can wiggle chicken hearts. You can wiggle, kind of make it look alive. Okay. And they'll kind of take to it.
That's so cool. I love it, man. I love that species a lot.
And they also love blueberries. I'll just go through and just put 3 blueberries in every one of these, and that's is almost as good as a worm to them.
That's incredible.
So it's really cool. Easy.
Yeah. And that's full grown, guys. That's a full size turtle of that species. But there's the imports were inexpensive years ago, but now these are captive bred, so they're pricey animals.
This one female, which I'll pull out, is old,
Okay.
and she was a guy had her who was 90 years old, and he had her 25 years.
Wow.
So that's
Look
an
at
old,
her.
long-term captive.
And do we know what the lifespans of these are? Typical turtle, would it be comparable to a box turtle? Are you looking at 80, 100 years?
I don't know if they would go that long, but definitely, she's got to be 30. I've had her over 5 years. So.
That's cool. That's a beautiful turtle. I love the coloration on the, it's just a dark brown.
They're pretty varied. She's kind of a plain, bland one.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that.
And I bred that male to her, and I'll grab the young.
Oh, you have a baby?
Yeah. This one's now 2. Also female. And kind of has the same bland coloration.
So that's offspring.
Yeah.
That's not that bland. There's a little something going on there.
We'll compare. I'll grab the male there.
Look at that. Just met, and Al's already grabbing turtles.
I'll get to work.
Good grief.
So we'll just see a difference there.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
He's got white on the head. He's got a lot more reds.
That's pretty, man. Oh, wow.
Definite difference.
That is a cool species, man. Yeah. But, are we finding more and more of them in the States? Are people breeding them?
People are breeding them. Some people, Anthony Pileoni's quite good at it.
Okay.
They're still being imported.
Oh, really?
Which is sad.
Yeah, that is sad because it's got
legally. So you just have to be careful. These are from a trusted source.
What would one person pay for an offspring? What are you looking at? $800 for
$800 to $1,500. Depends how much of a hurry you're in.
Incredible.
Sometimes you need time or money, or sometimes both.
What else do we got here, man? You actually have what I like about the type you keep. You're like a specialist at some really rare stuff, and the fun thing about you is you enjoy raising up the babies.
I like raising babies.
Yeah.
It's fun. The pressure of breeding, egg laying, finding eggs, incubating eggs, hoping they hatch, a little more stressful. But this is fun. I'm going to start with this female here. Here she is, kind of. And again, a lot of this is temporary.
Of course.
This is full-grown female. She's laid eggs, McCord, box turtle, McCordi. I got her as a hatchling.
Holy, so how long ago was that?
Maybe 6 years.
You're getting turtles that big in 6 years? You definitely do like raising turtles. They don't stay small here long.
Well, it's warmer here.
Yeah.
I have friends up north that raise them, and they kind of slow down for the winter. I kept her in water
Okay.
for maybe 2 years.
That's a pretty
and then when she was pretty solid, like there's one here that is ready to go on land. I tried on land, but they hated it, so I put them back in water.
they begin life more aquatic.
Yes,
High
for
in the-
sure.
okay.
These guys are quite aquatic, and this is I'd say a poor setup. But when I get moved and get them organized, they'll be in pairs, and they'll have a like a Gulf Coast park. They'll have a big water area.
That's really cool. That's a pretty turtle, and of course, this is named after Bill McCord, and I believe he found these in a food market. These have not been. Do we know exactly where they come from?
That's a great question for
Yeah.
someone else.
I believe this is anecdotal. Don't take me to the bank.
But you don't know where they are in the wild.
That's right. This is a highly.
They're functionally extinct in the wild.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were discovered by Bill McCord as he rummaged through. He was
Yeah.
in China, and he was just looking through all the different food stalls
Yeah.
in a market, and he found this turtle and was like, this is an undescribed species. So he got to actually name it after himself. Bill McCord is renowned turtle man. I'd love to be able to get him on camera, but he's elusive, like the McCord's box turtle. And these are more.
Young pair.
That's beautiful, man. Look at
You can
that.
tell.
Holy smokes. How could you crack them open and eat them? They're gorgeous.
You can.
Yeah, that's just an incredible turtle.
If they come out and put their tails out, you can. I mean, easily sexable at this age.
Wild.
So what's the sex ratio here?
There's another male there. I have 2.2.2.
Yeah.
So these guys, which are so cool.
Yeah, these guys aren't cheap
Here.
either.
No way. Oh my God. Look at that little nugget, people.
So
Look at this.
different ages, sizes.
Yep, look at that. Are you kidding? Guys, we're holding in our hands some of the rarest turtles on Earth.
Here you go, male.
Yep. Female.
She has like the tiniest
The
tail.
tiny
but
little tail.
He's definitely.
And so that's funny. They like being raised aquatic.
They're pretty picky. Like I tried these in here because she was outside for the summer.
Okay.
And they ran around. I put them back in water, and they just were totally confident. Eat better. They'll also stay awake because it's warmer here in the water, where she will probably kind of dig down for most of the winter.
Will these tolerate cool, or are they more tropical?
Yeah, they can
will.
tolerate.
Okay,
They would
so-
like it cooler than here.
And where do we think where do we think they're from? I know Asia, but do we know what part? We don't even know.
I wouldn't even know.
Yeah. So a lot of Asian turtles, and I've said this before. You wouldn't think they like cooler temperatures because Southeast Asia is tropical. However, the higher up in elevation you go,
There's mountains. There's
and
different climates.
cold water trickling down from those mountains. So the animals they live in a microclimate. But that's pretty interesting. Yeah,
And they're
I
pretty
love this.
relaxed. They're not.
Yeah,
This one's
look.
getting maybe a little stressed. I'll
Yeah.
put her back. But they're not totally stressed or worried
No. Well, because you've raised them since.
and they're really
they've been-
inquisitive.
That's beautiful, turtle. These animals here, there's quite a value, and luckily, you've got security, you've got cameras, you've got everything going on here. But there is a turtle, the TSA center, the Turtle Survival Center. They worry, and they have a lot of plans in place because there are actually turtle thieves. There's a mafia that goes around, and they steal turtles
In the
sell
US?
all over the world, and they find out where these animals are because they are so coveted in Asian culture, for medicinal purposes, for good luck, but just for pet trade, for you name it. So it's important, these animals are bred in captivity. Here you go,
Yeah.
man.
I wouldn't be able to just go buy adults.
No.
I just don't have that means. But I can raise them, and it's special to me that she came to me this size.
Yeah, that's testament to your knowledge and care that you give everything, and the way you have things set up. I often remarked when we first met, Charlie, just the meticulousness. Everything's clean, everything's in order. When you come in here, you feel good. When you come in this room. No, you do. I am ADD, and sometimes if things are all over the place, I get a crazy feeling. But I do. There's such order to this, and it's relaxing in here. And you'll spend time in here just.
This is after work. Everyone laughs because I'm a horse trainer. They think I have a easy job, but it's competition, it's stressful, it's busy. And this is, kind of the man cave.
Yeah.
And
So cool.
It's pretty cool. It's so easy to spend time out here.
Oh, I'm going to
And
miss
just,
Charlie.
Whether it's plants or turtles, or I used to have a bunch of fish. There's always something to work on or do or, take care of.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
All right, we're going to wash our hands.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Yucatans.
Oh boy, all right, let's do it. Let's wash our hands. No cross-contaminating here. Whoa, dude.
So in here, Yucatan box turtles. I'm new to working with these guys, but I'm going to try them. They should do well.
That is cool.
Indoors. You can grab one.
I'm gonna reach in. All right, I washed my hands. Let's get this one. Looks like a female. Yep, little female. This is, guys, believe it or not, this is Terrapinae. This is related to the eastern box turtle, the Gulf Coast, the three-toed. This is, however, I think the southernmost form, right, of Terrapinae. This is a box turtle, North American species, but the Yucatan box turtle. That is beautiful. These don't speak with a southern accent. They speak Spanish.
Spanglish.
Spanglish, okay, because of you. Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah. So, and is that a baby?
Yeah.
Look at this, guys. Look at the variation. What?
Yeah, and this one, I've been growing for a couple months, and it's just starting to get the black.
That is awesome.
But it was solid.
And these guys do like water. You're keeping them.
These guys, this one's really happy, eats well in a little bit of water. That one also. Look at how much dome, they kind of grow, and then as they mature, they get more domed.
Dome. What is the species that is aquatic? It's a Terrapinae. Is it the Cohelan?
Yes.
The Cohelans are pretty much an aquatic box turtle.
The largest one.
The males have amazing color in their head too.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go.
I
wouldn't say this one as attractive.
I like
these
the
guys
distinctness.
will get really white head also. I like the Gulf Coast box turtle, and he's a boy.
Well, you think about Gulf Coast box turtle. They're kind of on the opposite side. You wonder. That's why, essentially all these different species, they become different species after years of isolation, geographic isolation. But they are all related. Who knows, before these animals, I don't know when exactly the oldest record of finding box turtles were found, but they are animals that it's safe to say there's probably a couple million years old as a species. So that's pretty incredible. And what I think about is they were around perhaps when the geography was much, much different. Different parts of the country were touching, and then over time things spread out. These animals become isolated, and therefore they become their own species, but they have a common ancestor, a lineage to each other. That's really, really cool. And that's the other thing I like about turtles in general, is that these are animals that have seen, as a species, as a tribe of animals, they have seen so much in their evolution. So they're like living time capsules to me. And I have this, I want to make a shirt of a little baby turtle popping out called Born Ancient, because they're born with this wisdom on their faces, the wisdom to survive, the instincts to persevere. I'm getting so ethereal right now. I apologize. I'm going deep. Deep thoughts with the Yucatan box turtle.
That's cool. It's good for someone. I'm a little wound, so it's good to
chill out.
This one.
Sorry?
Is that marked for something?
Just tell them apart.
Yeah. That's cool. I got the blue one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the pink one for you, Val.
Yeah.
Pink for the ginger.
I love that you guys have just met and already you're giving Al crap, which is great. Al deserves every bit of it.
Kind of.
I don't know.
I'm used to it from you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you give it to me too. That's why you get it back.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's
Ken
fun.
and I don't give each other crap.
We're not that bad.
No.
No, there's a mutual respect. We like each other.
Okay.
No, I often say if they're not teasing you, they don't like you.
Yeah.
And so if you're being ignored, that's a real problem. Can't ignore Al. He's just there lurking.
I'm a ball buster though.
Yeah, I hear you. And so you're always washing your hands between the two, huh?
Yeah. I'm just careful. I used to have Egyptian tortoises, and when things got to the point where this place was going to be sold and we were moving, I sent those up to other keepers. Those were the first one. They're deserty, they're a little rare. I would always work with those first, wash, and I just had kind of a system.
Awesome.
Never, I wouldn't go like, common turtles that might have been found in someone's backyard that were here for a couple weeks. Wouldn't touch those, then go to the Egypt. I always had
Gotcha. You're very careful. Yeah.
had a cycle.
So
yeah,
do you mind if we look at these? We have something a little different here, also. I mean,
there's 2 skinks.
Okay.
I like skinks.
Okay.
This is a red-eyed crocodile skink,
okay.
and
Look at it. It's just kind of splayed out.
want to grab it?
Yeah, sure.
I hired Al. I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on here? I don't get to grab them. Al, you just showed up. Careful now.
Yeah.
Careful with that red eye.
I keep
Look
these
at
guys.
that guy. Oh, that's so cool.
The weird thing is they make a sound. They kind of bark like a dog.
Really?
And I'm not messing. I would mess with you, but I'm not about that. You're like, "Mer, mer."
That big eye, so nocturnal, or what's their story? I don't know much about these guys. Like, where are they
foresty, tropical,
They live on the ground.
Pakistan maybe? Could be wrong.
New Guinea, right?
Yeah, totally far from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, not tropical.
Okay.
It would be, I think.
So that's why Al works here.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Stop
cool.
making me look bad.
Crickets, mealworms, things like
Crickets,
that.
mealworms, earthworms, isopods.
Cool. May I?
Yeah.
This
They're
is
fast.
awesome. Oh, are they?
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean,
Look
that's
at
full grown.
Look at that. That's why they get that name, the crocodile skink, because it's almost like they have osteoderms.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really cool lizard.
Have you ever bred them?
She actually laid an egg yesterday.
She laid an egg
Yeah, but it was so weird. She laid it right up here. That's why she was there. She laid it
Oh.
up there.
Well,
I
I
took
don't
it
wanna-
out. Normally they kind of protect them. They're
Right.
weird. If she buried it, I would have left it in there, but it was up top and just going to get exposed.
She
and
could be a young. Sometimes they
she's
just
young,
don't know. Yeah, like a
I
young.
have another pair over here that laid, but the egg wasn't good. And then up here, Al,
What the hell's going on here?
All right, what we got? What we catching?
pygmy, spiny tail skink.
Pygmy spiny tail. Now this would be a more deserty species.
Yes, Australia.
There it is. Oh my God, that's
That looks
cool.
cool.
I've seen those before. Yeah.
Very fast. Let's see if we can.
Let's see if the ball player can, has good aim.
There's 2 in there.
Oop.
Don't screw this up, Al.
I'm closing the door.
Yeah, close the door. And a population of Australian skink. That is awesome.
Al might be fired on his first day of work.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, God Almighty! Look at its tail. So that's keeping its
Full grown.
its reserves in that tail, friends. The tail is spiny. I would imagine. I'm guessing here. Would they dig a burrow and then just have the tail kind of at the edge? Would be like similar to rock iguanas and other burrowing lizards. And in fact, here's kind of an interesting little nerd tidbit. Okay, so scientists believe that turtles evolved from a lizard-type species that burrowed, and as they kept burrowing and burrowing over successive generations, their bodies became more adept at that, and they kind of flattened their rib cages out and created more of a roundish kind of shape, and that enabled them to form the burrow better. And so you can kind of see, or rather, that's how they kind of evolved a shell. Who knows? No one knows for certain, but that's something I read, passing it along to you. Google it. But my gosh, yeah, you got some, it's going to be sad to see you leave.
Something other. We're gonna rewash.
Oh, we got to rewatch.
Sorry.
All right, let's do it. Don't be sorry. We're in your domain. I don't mind watching.
Well, I have 2 hatchlings that don't belong to me.
Okay.
I've never seen them before. Being able to kind of care for these and raise them for a friend. Sadly, they're leaving this week, but I want to show them to you.
All right. And therefore, you guys get a little something extra yourselves. Okay.
I'll take that, sir.
You got that? Oh.
All right. Do you know what those are? Yeah. Grab them.
These are baby bog turtles. We went looking for these in your neck of the woods with Maurice Rodriguez up north.
We didn't find any though.
We didn't find. We found a shell.
2, grab them.
We did find a shell. Look at this. Baby bog turtles. The rarest North American turtle.
Oh, this one's eating a worm here.
Oh, wow. Look at that. He's eating a worm.
And as I say, they're not mine. I just have the privilege of raising them for a few months, and sadly my time is up. But they're amazing. And you know, actually, we went and visited you this summer. I took a bunch of turtle nerds for a Florida turtle tour. They were all TTPG members, and we went up to yours.
Yeah.
And their favorite thing about this stop was seeing these.
You know, these were turtle that living in Pennsylvania, you know, New Jersey, and parts of upstate New York, you would always want to find. You know, like that's like the white whale.
Is it just habitat loss? Is that why you just can't find them anymore?
Yeah, it's habitat loss, but it's also over collecting because they are so rare. People want them in their collections. They're just unique. They're related, or they used to be classified in the same genus as wood turtles and spotted turtles, but I think that's all changed now, right?
Yeah, they're called Glyptemes muhlenbergi.
Okay.
There are actually a lot more in the wild, I think, from people that I've talked to than people think, because they're just so secretive
and small,
and they hide. They hide a lot in the mud, and they just don't come out as much. And then, you know, once you get into like mid-May and all the plants take over,
right,
they're hard to see.
Gotcha. Look at down here.
In a tiny bog in a cow pasture somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Yep. Think about that, guys. Literally. Just flooded meadow.
Yeah, flooded meadow.
You know, and there'll be cows stomping around. And oh, by the way, this puddle's got maybe 2 or 3 bog turtles living in it. This one, if you look, he's really going to town on that worm. That's really good. So you know they're eating. And
it sounds crazy, but I always like when they poop.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that does sound crazy.
When they poop, they eat.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I know if I see dirty water, that's a good sign.
No, that's funny because we've talked a lot about poop on my channel because, you know, you want to make sure that tortoises have a nice firm turd. So we're amateur scatologists. It's one of the ways. It's one of the ways you know your animals are healthy, by the shape and form and frequency of their defecation. So you gotta have a nose for poop. You have to have a nose for poop.
While we're here,
beep that out, will you?
Yeah.
I wanted to just touch on these guys.
Okay.
These are those are the McCords. These guys are the Japonica.
Oh wait, these are the Giamata?
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy smokes!
And
look
what's
at
exciting
that.
is these were produced by our adult breeding group. So it's kind of cool. So
Those are
these are
awesome.
F1s for our team.
Will those guys still like cool temperatures as well?
Yep.
Okay.
In the winter.
Okay. Wild, man. So these are found in the southern islands of Japan?
The island of Okinawa, I believe.
Oh,
and there's
okay.
another area also.
All right.
But they're a national treasure, so they're a little controversial how they ever got here in the first place.
Gotcha.
But again, these guys are outgoing, friendly, amazing, and they can come really, really red. I mean, these guys are, I wouldn't say they're unattractive, but these are less magnificent or, you know, really bold
It's funny,
coloration.
my eyes are drawn to those.
Yeah.
That's interesting, you know?
I love those. Always wanted to get some.
Yeah. Wow. All right, you knock them out. We'll grab some. No, just kidding. That's why I brought Al. I brought the muscle. Just teasing. Of course. I love doing deep dives into turtles, and this was a great place to do it at. Why don't you guys in the comments below let Charlie know just how much you appreciate all that he's done for turtles and for us here at the channel. He's always opened his house to us. When I first met Charlie, I didn't know him from a hole in the wall, and so I made him meet me in a parking lot because I'm like, I'm not having some random guy off the internet in my house. But I'm glad we became friends.
You told me, it was so funny. We met, and I bought some Flava marginatus from you.
Yep.
It's got to be over 10 years ago.
Long time.
And you said, you're normal. And you were surprised.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're...
I'm not normal, but...
No, he's
yes,
not.
so.
No, we all carry a little something. But
the other thing I'd like to say, we're going to continue with the foundation work we have done. We have raised a lot of money and given it away to amazing organizations all over the world, really. A lot of turtle-heavy stuff because that's where my passion is. But all different species and walks of life. So this place might change, zip code might change. We'll have a new home but the actual foundation work will continue.
Cool. And good news is I get up to North Carolina frequently to ride my mountain bike. So maybe I'll bring you guys along, and when he's ready, maybe you'll show us what's
Have a
going on.
new look.
All right, man. Very cool. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. And if you want to help support the channel more, go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan for more content and ways you can help the channel continue to keep on with turtles. See you soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Al.
Oh, look, it's Al. What's up? What's up? What's up, man?